All right. Big game week in FPL, this, isn't it? Lots of huge decisions to make. I've recently acquired a new microphone, by the way. I've managed to get it set up okay on my videos in terms of audio settings, but I feel like live streams might be a little bit different. So we're going to give it a go. If I sound funny or whatever, please just let me know and I can try and correct it. I think I've managed to change the settings correctly, but we'll see. I hope you're all doing well. Let's just adjust that. There we go. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. It's a big game week, isn't it, in FPL this week? Let's see how we go. Oh, I need to bear with. I need to open Fantasy Premier League, show you my team. What's going on? I'm a little bit rusty. I won't lie. I haven't done a deadline stream for what feels like well over a month now. So forgive me. I've wildcarded this week. Oh, I'm frozen. There we go. I'm back. Yeah, haven't done a live stream in what feels like a long time. I'm wildcarding this week. That's what my team looks like at the moment. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty solid team. It's the team, really, isn't it? If you're wildcarding in bench boosting next week, that's the team, if you like. Not much more to say on it, to be honest. But yeah, if you've got any questions, things what happening with your team, yeah, where have I been? I went to Budapest last week. That was good fun. Been watching Bristol City because there's no Premier League football. Obviously, my team's Bristol City, but there's been no FPL or Premier League football, so I've been able to spend a little bit more time doing that. Went to Charlton away. That was good fun. Yeah. Very, very long break. To be honest, though, I won't lie, folks. I needed it. I haven't really had. It's a sob. Not trying to do a sob story or make it about me, but I've not really had a break since the summer. So it was very welcome to have a week where we didn't think about FPL. And I've come back. I'm really refreshed and ready to go. Now I'm really excited for this game week. I think lots of people got some big decisions to make with their team. I kind of went early on my wild card, so I feel like I'm almost stuck to it. Really, there's nothing I can. I can't really change my decision now. But ultimately, I think this is the team, right? If you're wildcarding in 32, bench boosting in 33, the only decision really to make. And FPL Harry did a really good job, actually. We're just going to have a look at that a second. FPL Harry did a really good job of summarising the Brighton midfielders and helping us decide which one is the best. And if I find the tweet. You see that? There it is. So those are your Brighton attacking assets. Thank you, FPL Harry. Credit to FPL Harry, by the way. I'm not, certainly isn't my graphic. For me, there's three Brighton midfielders that I'm considering, right? It's the three on the right. I'm not going to go Welbeck. I've got Calvert-Lewin. I'm decided on Calvert-Lewin. I don't really care to change him. But for me, the decision between Hinchelwood, Gross, and Matoma it feels like quite a close one. I don't know how you're feeling, but yeah, Hinchelwood, Matoma, Gross feels like a close call. Had I, if I had confidence that Matoma was going to start every game for Brighton, I'd pick him. But I don't know about you. I just don't get that level of confidence. I do get that level of confidence with Gross. He's not too bad for defensive contribution points. Obviously, he doesn't hit it. He's not hitting it every game. Yeah. Esteval, I just honestly, honest opinion, I do not trust any of those sort of accessory Chelsea midfielders, if you like a Esteval, Neto, Garnacho. I don't trust any of them. I'll be honest with you. I don't trust any of them. Surely Welbeck is the pick. Well, is he? When Calvert-Lewin exists? I've got Hinchelwood taking on the Gross template. Yeah, fair enough. The one upside that Gross has is that, well, the last time he was at Brighton, he was their penalty taker. I'm not going to say it's certainly not certain that he will take the next Brighton penalty. I think Milner took the last one, or maybe Welbeck took the last one and missed it. I don't think Gross was on the pitch. Yeah. So it's really interesting. I think there's a good chance Gross takes penalties. DCL hasn't scored in like 6 games, so I doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I'm content with the penalties. I think he'd be decent enough. Dakshin, I just think the minutes for DCL are going to be pretty much wrapped up and guaranteed. Whereas with Welbeck, I could quite easily see him being rested. Good to see you, Alex. By the way, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Do you think VVD will get a clean sheet? No, but I think he's got a good chance of one. Like compare Liverpool to other teams. Like I think they've got a good chance for a clean sheet. Do I think they actually keep one? I mean, I not really know. What are your thoughts on Gusto? Yeah, but he doesn't really get DEFCON. He's not fantastic from an attacking returns point of view. And do you really trust Chelsea to actually keep clean sheets? I mean, I honestly, I had the Chelsea defense right up until a couple of weeks ago when I bought Kanate and Van Dijk in, right through that really good run of fixtures that they had. And they were awful, absolutely awful. They conceded every game. So for me, I'm not a fan of Chelsea defenders. You're taking on João Pedro. That is certainly a risk. I'll give you that. Gusto gets way forward, yeah, but he's got what 5 attacking returns this season. I think he's like lit the world up. I think Van Heck has the same number, and Van Heck gets DEFCON. Ampadu instead of Gross, maybe. I think it's just Gross is the only one you kind of really consider taking out, to be honest, and also the captaincy as well. Captaincy this week is interesting. Buy Sabozlai instead of Rogers. It all depends on your chip strategy, mate. Give your opinion on Aronson. He's definitely, I would say he's probably my favourite Leeds midfielder right now with no stack. Mate, hope to see Alex Scott. Yeah, I wanted to pick him too, but I can't justify it over the 3 Bournemouth players that I've got. Like, if I went Alex Scott, one of those Bournemouth players has to go. And I just think they're just the 3 clear best Bournemouth assets in the game, as much as I wanted to pick Alex Scott. Good to see you, by the way, Josh. I finally clocked on Instagram the other day who your wife was as well. It's nice. It's lovely to be connected to both of you. Hi, I have a question. What's your question, bro? I think all the Brighton mids rotate. I'm not sure. I think that what was I going to say? I think Gross plays all the games. Gusto has been starting though. He's played plenty of games. My wildcard's active. This is it. This is it. Would you rather do Ekitike to Bowen or Rogers to Mbumo/Cunha? I'd probably get rid of Ekitike because I know the player you're bringing in for Rogers is probably better, but Rogers almost definitely plays this week. And it's an all right fixture, whereas I'm not sure Ekitike plays. Yeah, I don't mind Aronson. He's a good player as well as Aronson. Same team as me, except strike for Gabriel. Fine. I've got Gabriel, not necessarily because if I was starting with a blank canvas, I would pick him. I've got Gabriel because I bought him in my team for 6.2 million. He now costs 7.2 million. So it would kill me to get rid of him, like financially. And secondly, I think he's the best defender in the game. And like, I genuinely think the routes he has to points, he can take on some of these double game week players, even on a single. And I know he plays Man City next week, right? But who's to say he's not going to get like a goal, an assist, defensive contributions, and some bonus points, right? Even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, I still think he's got a chance. By the way, does the mic sound okay? Does it drop out? Is it too quiet? Let me know. I bought a new mic. I've got it. nailed down for videos, but streaming is a little bit different. So just let me know. Would you consider Matoma instead of Gross? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm considering a few options instead of Gross. Should I sell Enzo this week? Any news? I wouldn't trust Enzo. I'd get rid of him. I don't know about you guys. I'd be worried if Enzo actually played again this season, to be honest with you. I think there's been something going on behind the scenes at Chelsea with him. My wildcard team is the same as you, but strike for Gabriel. But if Brighton keep a clean sheet, then it would be chill. Plus, we've got Gabriel for 7.1. Yeah, fine. Bench one of Munoz, Gordon, Rogers. I think Munoz. Bench João Pedro, Dewsbury. I benched Dewsbury Hall, mate. Thank you, Crown. Glad. A little investment. You know, we're slowly, as time goes on, we're slowly improving the quality of all of my equipment. That's my plan. 35, I get Gabriel in, and for 36, and then get Raya in for 30. Fair enough. The only thing is with those Arsenal players is when do they have the league wrapped up? Like, I think it's one of the justifications for waiting to play your wildcard, really. Good afternoon. I'm on a wild card with free transfers. Gone template with defensive midfield, but up top I've gone with DCL, Haaland, and Bowen. Yeah, fine. That was one thing I was thinking about actually as well with my team is potentially going a different striker and then using a transfer to change them next week. But being honest with you, like I think João Pedro against Man City is fine. Hi Tom, I need help. What transfers should I do? I have one free transfer. My team is Sanchez, Gabriel, Hall, Senesi, Van Dijk, Bruno, Cap, Dango, Rogers, Gordon, Thiago. I would look at I would start in Bumo and bench Ekitike, and then quite honestly, your team is fine. Yeah, I just start in Bumo over Ekitike. Like your team's fine. The only thing is you're missing Haaland. So if you can do Ekitike to Haaland, which I think you should be able to afford actually, that's what I'd do. Yeah, I'd do Ekitike to Haaland and then bench one of your defenders. That's what I'd do. I think using a transfer on Haaland this week is worth it, really. Yeah, hopefully that helps. I am free hit 33, wildcard 35. Would you sell Wilson for Cunha? No, I think I would. Has anyone been that impressed? Obviously, Cunha's played well for United, but I really like Harry Wilson. I would keep Wilson, I think. I don't think it's worth a transfer. Thoughts on entering Gameweek 33 with only 5 doublers? I think you might have to do it, mate. I think if you've got no wildcard or free hit, you kind of have to draw the line between maximizing your potential in the double and then not getting stung in 34. Why double Cherry's defense? Well, you tell me a Bournemouth player that's better. So obviously Tavernier is a standout. You tell me a Bournemouth player that's better than Senesi or Hill. You tell me. They're absolutely screwed with injuries. So I don't really want to pick a Leeds defender. And I've already got Darlow. You know, these two Bournemouth players print points when it comes to DEFCON. I'm very happy to have them. How much rank do you think you can gain in 33 with the bench boost? I don't know. Hopefully some. I have no idea. It all depends what people do around my rank. I mean, the reason I'm doing this is because I think that the double in 33 and bench boosting then is more of a known commodity than using your wildcard at any other time or preparing your team for any other time. Like, trying to predict the future in football is such an impossibility that I'm very happy to, use my chips. Mate, do you have any videos of you swimming? Bro, who are these people that are asking for swimming videos? It's weird. You're weird. You were asking me under a different username previously to send me to show you videos, and now you clearly, because I banned you from the chat for being weird, you've clearly created a new account and are now asking me the same question. That is what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. That is weird. I'm going to let you stay in the chat so everyone knows that you're asking strange questions. I lost my train of thought then because that's obviously weird. What was the question? I forgot the question. Sorry. Someone's asking for swimming videos. It's very strange. We'll all see Black Suss's username. It's a very strange username. And yeah, be weirded out by him. Do you know if Somerville is fit? I don't actually. We'll have a look later on. Bench boost game week 36. Yeah, maybe. But that was what I was going for, sorry. I feel like you can quite easily prepare for the next couple of game weeks because I think the longer you wait to use these chips, or if you use a chip, like if you're wildcarding this week, free hitting next week, what you're doing is you're having to rely on the future sort of playing out how you want it to, like 4 or 5 weeks in the future. And I don't want to think that far in advance. Do we think, mate, I'm sorry, but why don't you? I'm not a swimming channel though. There's plenty of YouTube swimming channels, mate, that you can connect with. Sorry, I'm a bit weirded out by your questions. The fact that you created a new account to message me about swimming is also quite strange, I must say. Gross over Matoma. Well, but the thing is, hang on, I got something to share with you. 2 secs. This is it. So this is how many minutes various Brighton assets have played. Gross is just 90. God, Matoma, yeah. His minutes are not bad at all, actually, are they? I know he's played reduced minutes, but I think that was injury, wasn't it? What's Minte like? Where's Minte? Yeah, it's been very hit and miss. Just obviously replacing Matoma. I don't know what to make of it, guys. I don't know what to make of it, chat. Hey Tom, mate, I'll get in swimming questions. People want photos and pictures of me, or videos of me swimming, mate. That's what's going on in this stream. Also, we call this the template, right? But the game is played by 12 million players. There's 12 million teams in FPL. How many of those 12 million teams are specifically wildcarding this week? Watch YouTube content or whatever, and are disengaged with the game? Like, you call it template, fair enough, and you can say it's boring. But I think it's the best team you can pick. Get in the cartel, right, mate? We've just been setting up the stream and stuff. I'll log into Discord now and have a look-see. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's so hard to find who's... Do you have any pictures of me cooking? No, I don't. I tell you what, I don't really have any pictures of myself doing anything really. I'm playing. I think I probably said this on the channel. I'm playing in a charity football game at the end of May, and they asked me to provide them with like a good headshot of myself. I literally don't even have any good I don't have any good pictures of myself taken in the last few years. So I had to like, with the help of ChatGPT, check this out. With the help of ChatGPT, I did one. I'll show you what ChatGPT came up with. Bear with. Sorry, I know we're meant to be talking. I know we're meant to be talking FPL, but I thought it was quite good. Do 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 do. You ready? Are you ready? How's that? How good's that? That was pretty good, didn't it? Hey, there's me, my other channel. Happy days. Oh, right. I got you, Tom. Thank you, mate. Yeah, if you haven't already, so if you have posted your team in the cartel, by the way, if you're a cartel member and you've already posted your team in the chat, um, do give me a nudge. But if you haven't already, please do check out the FPL Cartel. You can post your team in my chat within the Cartel Discord. I'll review it. And also, if you want to ask me about chip strategy, and stuff like that, I can help you. If you sign up to the Cartel, I'll just put a link in the chat. There's the Cartel link. And we'll check it out, see if people... No one's sent me their team yet, so we're good on that front. There's the weirdo. Do you have OF? Right, that is time to be banned. It's just weird. It's just weird. Thoughts on Welbeck and Ampadu over Gross and Calvert-Lewin? Nah, not for me. Who would you play in bench? João Pedro as part of a front three with Bowen and Thiago, or Wilson in a midfield five? Okay, so your decision is between Wilson and Ukesh. Use the link that I posted in the chat and in the description, mate. What do you reckon, chat? You've got a choice. You start either João Pedro or Harry Wilson. What do you reckon? Jamie, I only think Minte's gotten back in the team because Mitoma was injured. Join whenever you like, Ukesh. Join whenever you like. I mean, I'm just here to promote it. I'm not, I'm not gonna force anyone. I'm certainly not in the business of forcing people to join. I can't do that. Just do you, man. I just want to promote it. That's all. I'm worried about Thiago, who I've gotten rid of. Brian and Bumo, who I've also gotten rid of. A few players I'm worried about, mate. Defensively, I did wildcard, mate. Who am I worried about? I'll tell you what, there's not a huge load. Close to 23k. Yeah, by the way, 150 people watching the stream at the moment. If you haven't already, I'd be very grateful if you could subscribe to the Golden Goal channel and leave a like rating on the stream as well. We've got 150 people watching the stream at the moment and 16 likes. So I think we can get a few more likes in than that. Oh, yes. I can certainly see Haaland doing well against Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea are pretty pathetic at the back at the moment. I would be inclined to agree with you on that one. Very much inclined to agree with you there. Good to see you, Jake. Do you want me to have a look at a team? Have you got a team to be reviewed? No. Just good to see you, mate. Have you been running much recently? What's been going on in Jake's world? Ekitike or Dango? I'd honestly say Dango for me, to be honest. I'm not sure Ekitike plays, or if he does play, I think his minutes are going to be very restricted. eFootball Addict, Raya Dubravka, Senesi Mukiele, Gabriel Van Dijk, Anderson Sobo. Honestly, eFootball Addict, I think it's a complete 50-50. The advantage to using your chip now is that you've got less chance of people getting injured, things changing, right? Because if you if you don't wildcard now, I just think you're risking that it won't work out in the future. Like, I think, does that make sense? Like, if you're wildcarding this week, preparing for 33 and 34, it's closer. So there's less uncertainty between now and then of it all happening. But if you wait and hold on to your chips to the end, you just, it could work out. Don't get me wrong. There could be massive upside to it, but there's so much uncertainty between now and then. We don't quite know. I think for me, that's the main reason that I wildcarded really. Rogers or Elliot Anderson? Elliot Anderson for me all day, mate. Wildcard because I want a bench boost next week, mate. That's why. My bench next week will be 2 players with a double game week and Gabriel and Bruno Fernandes, who I think are 2 of the best players in the game. So I think that's a pretty good bench boost, you know. And I don't really care the fact that Gabriel and Bruno don't have double game weeks. It really doesn't bother me. So there's a clear. We've just seen from I've just read from a Brighton reporter that there's a total clean bill of health amongst the Brighton team, apart from Lewis and Fabian. So Lewis Dunk, I don't know who Fabian is. Oh right, is that the manager? Have both been managed to be suspended together. Answer, please, bro. That's team, bro. What do you want me to say? You said answer, but you haven't asked me a question. What's the question? You just sent me your team. What do you want me to do? It's not. It's not a question. Sorry, mate. I downgrade Strike to Bijol. Team looks fine to me, mate. Ukesh. Why is Senesi not? Why is that being questioned? I think Senesi is so far clear of any of the Leeds defenders. Well, see, that's a sensible swimming question, Mister Fast Air. The fight, all right. So backstroke is the most leg intensive stroke there is, right? So a 500-meter backstroke would absolutely murder your legs. So which of Pep and Rosina have the best leg conditioning, do you reckon? No, I'd probably start Darlow over Sanchez, you know. Sanchez, the guy can just get in the bin. Bro, I've given my thoughts. If you keep spamming the chat, I'm gonna have to like put you in timeout. I told you it's fine. I told you it's fine. You are posting, you are spamming the chat now, and I've answered your question, mate. It's a Nunez over Semenyo and an Aston Villa midfield bad. I would definitely have Semenyo in my team. Sobo, Wilson, or Rogers, I'd probably go Sabozlai. I think Sabozlai has the most routes to points. Would you start Pickford or Dubravka, and would you start Chow or Alderete? I'd definitely start Pickford. I think Pickford's probably the best keeper in the game. And then that might help you on your other decisions, looking at the projected goals, clean sheet odds this week. Hopefully that helps. Jake, you posted your team, didn't you? Let's have a look, see at your team. I know you haven't posted it. Still waiting. When is the best time to wildcard if you only have wildcard left? I'd probably wait, to be honest. I'd probably wait. What changes are you looking towards? Well, I think you need to prepare for Crystal Palace in their double. So I'll probably look to get rid of Gross. One of maybe João Pedro or Calvert Lewin can go as well. But it all depends on how much these players have got left to play for, really, as well, to be honest. I'd definitely look to get rid of Gross, and I'd definitely look to get rid of either one of my Bournemouth defenders or Van Heck to get like a Richards or a Moonalt in. But that's it, really. Like, I think the core of what Haaland, João Pedro, Semenyo, Bruno, Palmer, they're all going to be decent for the end of the season, I reckon. I've got 3 free transfers, mate. Outside of Gabriel, like, am I really that keen to pick Arsenal players? I could think I could live with just having Gabriel. Definitely like Palace, a DEFCON defender in Sarr, I think I'll be having. The forwards for Palace are interesting because I think, they've obviously signed Strand Larson, they've got Mateta, but I think the two of them are going to share minutes. So I don't necessarily think you can pick one of them. So for me, it's Sarr and probably Munoz or Richards, really. And then I've obviously, in my opinion, I have the best triple up in terms of Man City. Minte or Matoma. If I was to pick one of the two, I'd say Matoma. I've got Gross, though, at the moment. I only have 2 free transfers, currently on Wildcard. How many single game week players? Well, I think the only 2 that I'm willing to have on Wildcard is Gabriel and Bruno Fernandes, really. Yeah, Mac, I really do think that Haaland is a captaincy shout this week, purely because that Chelsea defense is just awful. At the moment, I'm playing it safe with Bruno, but there's definitely upside, I think, to Haaland. I can rate it if you're thinking about it. I just think with Bruno, he's just got so many more routes to points, and his form is better. Like, I think it'd be hard to deny that Bruno is in better form than Haaland. Excuse me. I just think DCL's minutes are locked in. Excuse me. I think you can argue that the oh. Sorry, guys, something in my throat. I think you can argue that the Leeds fixtures are actually better than Brighton's. Calvert-Lewin's on penalties too. I think his minutes are more secure. That'd be why. Who would your goalkeeper be? I think Pickford's probably the best goalkeeper in the game. I wish I still had my wild card. Kind of force. Yeah, that's fine. It could be a lot worse, mate. Well, I've gone with wildcard 32, free hit 33. Sorry, bench boost 33, free hit 34. And then you can use your triple captain in game week 36, I think. Sorry, I'm something in my throat, guys. I think the beauty of free hit 34 is that, sorry, preemptively picking it doesn't, I don't care. I don't really care what it looks like. I'll pick it nearer the time. I don't think Semenyo's minutes all can be concerning. Who else do you pick, even if they are? I'm on free hit 33. I've already got 11 for blank game week 34 anyway, but would you sell Enzo this week? There's no one really sticking out to me at that price that I'd go for. I'd probably just play Alderete and roll. Sorry, I can't stop coughing, guys. Sorry. Beto over Calvert-Lewin, no. For us, no or few chips dudes, scraping the barrow. Sorry. I'm trying to make sense of your question, Andy. Scraping the barrow. What players that don't cover you other than Bruno Mate, sorry, that question's impossible. Could you simplify that question? Sorry, my simple brain can't make sense of that. What's the crux of your question there? I thought it made sense for my team, Adam, and I'm happy with the team. There's more certainty around, your wild carding for next week. I'd rather do that than wild card now, like, and prepare for game week 34. I just don't want to be in that position. I think it makes sense. No, it's not spelling, it's your wording, mate. Your spelling's fine. I could read it. I couldn't I just couldn't understand what your question was getting at. Solve it all depends on your team, really. My personal view, because I'm doing it, free hit. Oh, sorry. Wildcard game week 32, bench boost next week, free hit 34, and then you can triple captain in game week 36. That's the question. Who can cover you that's not doubling in 33 because of no wild card? Well, Gabriel and Bruno, definitely. This might be worth looking at. I think Bowen could be decent. Who else you got in midfield? Gordon. The midfield options are a bit sparse, really. I do quite like Ismail Assar. I think you probably want to pick some Palace assets, actually, because it does look like they're very likely to double in 36. So picking Ismail Assar could be a good shout. And then definitely a Palace defender, I think. I think you need to look at Palace in your position, Andy. Because obviously Palace have already had their blank as well. Yeah. Stack being injured is painful. He'd have been straight in my team if he was fit over Gross, 100%. Alex, you got to watch my latest video. Welbeck would be one of them. Hinshelwood, Matoma would be a couple of them. That's it, really. Those are the main ones I would say, to be honest with you. maybe a Bournemouth midfielder like Rayan. But I think the rest of the team kind of picks itself, really. Cucurella, I'm just not sure about the Chelsea defence. Yeah, I agree, JD Bond. He is the only one I'm not super confident about. The thing is, he's okay for DEFCON. He'll get good minutes. And I think a fair few Brighton fans are entertaining the fact that he could take penalties. Yeah, Matoma did play for Japan. He scored against England as well, didn't he? So yeah, I think Matoma could be decent. I'm not going to deny that Matoma is a decent option. That's for sure. And I can afford him as well. I got 1.8 in the bank. It's close. It's close between Matoma and Gross, but I think Gross is the one for me. Shall we have a look at some predicted teams? Let's see if Jump the Wave's done a predicted team. I'm on the wrong account. I'm on my Bristol City Twitter. Also, I've just had a coffee and about a litre of water, and I immediately need to pee. So I'm going to do that in a second. We're going to have a look at the Brighton lineup predictions. I'm going to leave it. There we go. So first Brighton lineup prediction I see doesn't have... oh, sorry, that's 20th of April. She's not tweeted then. No, she's not done a lineup prediction. We'll have to do Meerkat. And that was obviously when Matoma was injured. Let's see. Oh, he's got Matoma in it, but Matoma's sort of 75%. We're going to leave that on screen for people to digest, and then I'm going to nip to Lee. Here we go. Hinchelwood that low. That low, what do you mean? Oh, in terms of, it's not my prediction. It's not my prediction. I'm not entirely convinced by Hinchelwood myself. Good to see you, top 10 travel. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, I'd agree on Matoma. I think he is a bit of a rotation risk. Rogers or Wilson? I'd probably bench Rogers reluctantly. I think Wilson's the one in form, isn't he? Ooh, I've got the wrong news at the bottom. Yes, Josh King did a good job. I do remember you talking about Josh King. I thought of that when I saw him score. What makes you edge Hill over Elite? Oh, it's just better, isn't he? He's just better, mate. Like, Hill has been one of the best defenders in FPL since he's been back fit. I mean, his points have been ridiculous. And Leeds have so many injuries in their back line now. Yeah, if you, as Top 10 Travel says, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. We're trying to do the big 25,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We're on 22,940 at the moment. It's gonna be a push. I think it's gonna be a stretch target to get to 25,000. But if you haven't already subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you could. I think it's possible, but I'm gonna need your help. Please also leave a like rating on the stream. We've got 170 people watching and 46 likes at the moment. So I reckon we can do 100 likes based on the number of people we got watching. So yeah, leave a like rating if you haven't already. Yeah, with Rodon being out injured, I'm worried for Leeds' defense. I know I've got Darlow, but I still prefer Darlow to Dubravka. And what I like about Darlow is that in Game Week 35, he's got Burnley at home. And I think by that time, some of the Leeds defenders will be back and he'll be really good. So I'm very happy with Darlow with that Game Week 35 fixtures in mind. I've heard Gomez might not start. I don't think that's true. You can't not start a player because you're worried about a ban, because that could happen in any game. I think Diego Gomez probably starts, to be honest with you. I don't think it matters. Focal's picked the same team as me, basically, but he's got Matoma instead of Gross, which is interesting. That's definitely interesting. Sorry, I keep coughing. I got a little tickle in my throat after my lunch. Oh, I'm really stuck on bloody. Oh, I'm stuck on bloody Gross. It's hard, is Gross. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I'm having doubts about Gross. Oh, there should be polls. There should be. I don't actually know off the top of my head. I don't think Perry will come in, though. I think Darlow is the starting Leeds keeper in the Prem, isn't he? Been starting every game since Game Week 22. I think he'd be all right. Top 10 travels on Hinchelwood. Yeah, just like Gross. I think Gross is going to play very good minutes. He's the best of them, I think, for defensive contribution points. I think he's got a good chance of taking penalties. That's obviously my theory, but I think he could take penalties. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. And then as soon as Game Week 33, as soon as 35 comes round, straight out of my team for Ismail Assar. Yes, looks like Darlow plays the Prem games, other side cover. There you go. Gomez pretty good for Defcon. Yeah, but Diego Gomez is on 9 yellow cards. If he gets one more yellow card, he's banned for 2 games, which for me is a complete put off. I've had Njai in my team for a long, long time. I would say Mbumo, though. I think you have to try and target that Leeds team as it stands in terms of the fitness of their players, which is why I think probably Bruno Fernandes is the captain, but I can definitely, there is a very hard case this week, I think, to captain Haaland. Definitely. Definitely a good case to captain Haaland. What do you suggest? Enzo to Cunha or Szoboszlai? Enzo to Cunha, mate. Arjun, are you the same guy asking about swimming, or are you someone different? I've been swimming I'll accept this as an innocent question because I've had some weird ones. So apologies for being a bit tetchy about it. I've been swimming all my life, mate, since about the age of 6, I reckon. So that's 20 years, and then I probably had a 5-year break between the age of 15 and, well, maybe longer than that, 6 or 7 years out of the pool. How's that? Yeah, well, Enzo is banned. He's not suspended, but he's been banned by his own manager. That's fine, Arjun. I appreciate that. Yes, I've had some weirdos asking for pictures and videos. It's strange. What do you think of Tiago? Yeah. Oh, Jake, mate, we've had really. I don't know if that's truthful because I've had some really weird questions about my swing the other day. Yeah, mate, Jake, that is my question too. I've no idea, pal. I've no idea. I've got Gross at the moment. He's the only one that I'm uncertain about. I think the wild card makes sense. I think this is the team to pick. It's just Pascal Gross that I'm not sure about. It's just Gross. Yeah, it's just Gross. We'll see if we got some press conference news coming through as well, I imagine. So we'll let that happen. Bloody hard this. I gotta say, if I was to pick another Brighton midfielder, I think I'm getting Matoma. He'd be my other choice. Arjun, I mean, I've never done combat sport, so I don't know. I think you try shit and then you pick the one you enjoy, really. That'd be my recommendation, mate. Just try a load of stuff out and pick the one you enjoy. That's the secret to a lot of things, I think. You don't know what you enjoy until you try it, so just try it all. They're both to your body, if you've never done any of them before, they're both very foreign languages. Oh. Mate, you don't call me handsome, but I appreciate it. But with all the comments we've had, it's strange. But thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. Some of the chat's messages have been strange. Let's just say that. It's a hard week for engaged managers. It is. I've been watching Let's Talk FPL, who I think is in the top 1,000 at the moment. He's got a bloody tough call with his team this week. How many free transfers do you have if you have 2 single game week players? Am I missing? Don't. That question doesn't make sense to me. Well, it's not necessarily what you're better at, Andy. It's just what you enjoy. I think if you're not a professional sports person, the sport that you should pursue is the one that you enjoy the most. That's my personal thoughts, anyway. It's keeping fit and enjoying yourself. Those should be the 2 most important things. Hi, he's assuming you are getting rid of your single game week players for 33. That still doesn't make sense. Am I being stupid? If I'm being stupid, I apologize. That question still doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, polls, if it happens, mate. That is the thing with his knee problem. I think it's niggling at him, isn't it? And he's obviously got midweek games in the Champions League as well. I just can't. I can't sell Gabriel in my position. I bought him for 6.2 million. I lose 500,000 if I sell him, and also he's asking how many free transfers you have, assuming you are moving. That makes more sense. I'm not going to get rid of them, mate. I've got 3 free transfers, and should Gabriel and Bruno be fit for game week 33, I'm going to keep them. Yes, Emil Reed, that makes sense. Thank you, mate. You're all good. Thanks for bringing me up to speed. Yeah, I just think they're the best players in their position in the game. Like, it's very hard it's very hard, I think, to get rid of Gabriel. Name me a defender for double game week 33 that is better than Gabriel. I think it's hard. Yeah, JD Bond, that's it for me. Ishmael Assar is the one name I'm really thinking of. And then maybe Chris Richards as well. I think you do want some Palace assets in there. The problem is Palace don't have a really strong striker. Like Mateta and Strand Larson are decent, but I think they're going to share minutes, which makes it really challenging. So yeah. Sarah Munoz for 36, yeah. Yeah, Munoz, I could see that as well with Munoz. If I had the money, I think I'd do it. It does look quite boring, mate, but is what it is. Yeah, Sarah Munoz are pretty much nailed on, I'd say, for Palace. Munoz is like, despite being a defender in FPL, he's probably one of their most important attackers. Top 60k, only got wildcard, don't know what to do. Go for all double gaming players for 33, and then they have 4 players in 34. You need to find I think you need to find a balance between the two. I think if I wasn't wildcarding, if I had just a wildcard, you could wildcard this week, but you need to pick a balanced team. Like, I think you need some Palace in there, some Man United, some Arsenal, and then a smattering of double game week players. Well, that's exactly what I was saying, Jake B. Like 12 million players playing FPL. The highest subscribed to FPL channel is Andy. He's got 500,000 subscribers. They will kind of have a view of what the template sort of wildcard team is as a result. How many of them are actually going to be wildcarding in 32 as a result? I just think that it might be boring, and it's just because it's the best. Like I think this is the best wildcard team. The only debate really is what to do with Gross. And then you're just asking a question of like, as a proportion of total FPL players, how many people are actually picking this team, you know? Timber to Munoz. I'm not sure I would have done that. What was your justification for doing that? That doesn't seem to make sense for me. That's an interesting transfer. Can you guarantee me that Gyökeres is going to start every game? I don't get a good comfortable feeling that that's going to happen. Sorry. I don't. I just don't. Just going to check Twitter, see if we got any new team news. I appreciate what you're saying about Gyökeres, but I just don't trust his minutes. Do 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 do. So I'm just checking Twitter just to see if there's any news. Nothing yet. You need to break into the top 5 of the GG League. Let's have a look. See what the Golden Goal League's looking like. I'm 127th in my own league. You are 6th at the moment. Love that, Jake. Going to take some beating to beat Ben, though. Jacob Bethel. Is that a cricketer? Is that the cricketer? Surely not. Don't know. Jacob Bethel, if you're watching. God, we got loads of people that I recognise. How good is that? Dakshin, I know that's you. Glenn, Jake, Ben, I know Ben. Good going. We've got some good players in here. I need to change my image as well. I need to change my badge. I need to put my YouTube logo in it, don't I? Do 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 do. Why is everyone mentioning Welbs? Well, I think the thing is for Brighton is obviously he will have a rest in Game Week 34 because they have a blank. So that sort of gives him, I think, more reason to play both games of the double because he's got a longer rest, right? Doesn't have a game in Game Week 34. So I think about that, you know. Philip Shaw, Gross and Calvert Lewin is my argument there. Looking at my team, I think I'll probably go Gross. You know, I'm doubtful of it myself, but he's in my team. I've not moved off him. I think I'm saying Gross. Hopefully, no one gets injured. Exactly. That's what we're hoping as well, mate. That's also, excuse me. For me, that's also another reason to just use my chip now, because I think the longer you hold it, the longer you have for things to completely cock up. I think so. I hope so, FPL polls. I hope that this chip strategy puts me in the top 100k. That's my goal this season, is to be top 100k. And I'm hoping this chip strategy will get me there. I'm hoping. I think it's good. Yeah, I think a good chance. Good chance that'll happen. Do, do, do. Uh, bu- 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 bu. Fair enough, Chase. Makes sense, mate. I think you've justified it. Yes, Arsenal's muse. I'm wildcarding this week, and I'm not selling Gabriel. So there you go. The thought process behind Timber to Moon. Yeah, sorry, I've already answered that. I'm second in a money league. Oh, nice. Oh wow, you gotta have faith then that waiting will pay off for you. Why have João Pedro on the wildcard 32 when Chelsea not having good fixtures? You tell like, do you really believe in the Man City defense to be really solid? Like, I'm not necessarily picking Nico O'Reilly to keep clean sheets. Let me tell you that. Let's see when the presses are. I've got some news on that. Someone shared when they are. Oh, come on. So, Hutzler's presser was at 9 a.m. So, we've already got a Brighton press conference. So, let's see. Let's see what. Well, the Brighton news is that everyone has a clean bill of health. Simple. I think the manager himself is banned. No, it's 215k overall, mate. It's not the best rank though, I'll admit, but it is definitely overall. Like I can. There you go. I'm not lying. I don't lie about my rank. We didn't get any hints on the 11. I'm afraid. All he said was that Dunk is suspended. That's it. Everyone else is fit. I'm 0.8 million short of this wild card. Any suggestions? What would be my suggestion? Yeah, don't pick Gabriel. Pick someone else that's not Gabriel, mate. That's the suggestion, really, to save a bit of cash. Yeah, don't pick Gabriel. The reason I probably can afford it is because of Gabriel. I bought him as soon as he was back. Yeah, Goodmanson, I think could be all right. Loads of presses are currently going on right now. Indeed, we'll see if there's any. We'll see if there's any good quotes coming out of them. I'm keeping an eye on Twitter. I'll share if we get any. Yeah, I don't know top 10 travel. I think the wildcard team this week, it's not optimized for this week is the only thing I'd say. I'd be very happy if I got green, but I'm not sure is my honest answer to that. I'm just not sure. Goodmanson or Strike? Strike, probably. How many free transfers? I've got 3, but I'm on my wild card, mate. I got 3, but I'm on my wild card, brother. Just gonna check, see if we got any news. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do. Do you think people also need to have thoughts? Yes. Yeah, but I think the reason you're picking Van Heck, he's got many more upsides other than clean sheets for me. Yeah, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like rating on the stream and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. First of all, we're trying to hit 100 likes on the stream. We got 170 people watching. I reckon we could get to 100 likes on the stream as a result of that. And second of all, we're trying to hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel by the end of the season. We're close, but I'm going to need your help. So if you haven't already, please do leave a like and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. You took hits and it worked. Fair enough. I don't like hits. Yeah, exactly. Conclasher. I mean, what's also interesting is how high the temptation is to spend all the money when actually the best team in FPL probably doesn't involve spending all the money. Yeah, True Pharaoh instead of Senesi's fine. Good to see you, Paul, mate. I hope you're keeping well. Had a good international break and Easter and all that. Defcons helps. Not. I think it makes sense. I mean, it changes the floor of points that some players have. Of course, I can check the Discord. Here we go. Janice. There you go. How's that? Should I wild card? Mate, this team is bang on 50-50 wild card or not wild card. I'm sorry to say it, but it is literally a 50-50. You're missing Haaland, and you can't get him easily. You're missing Semenyo. You're missing a Man City defender. And you probably want them later on in the season now. I know, Jake. It's on my whiteboard. I keep forgetting to do it. I will get you your mug. I do apologise. It's a good little reminder that. You don't have any Brighton players? I'm this team, mate. Honestly, I wish I could help you. It's a total 50-50 as to whether you should wildcard or not. It's a total 50-50. I have. Mine was sort of 60-40, and I decided to. So there you have it. Nah, man, I'm struggling. So if you're on your wildcard, you can't use free transfers. So what it means is the week where you're not using a chip, you'll have 5 transfers. That's what that means. Any way to get 1 million in the bank, even if that means making transfers? What's that question? If no Gabriel, probably Munoz. Just preparing for the fact he's a good option in the game and Crystal Palace. Don't blank in 34, and if that's of interest to you, and also potentially double in 36 as well. Oh, I see. You want to use them. I reckon you pick a team somewhat similar to this. The players you can probably go without are like Gross and Calvert-Lewin. Like, if there's a possible way, you can pick Thiago for one. Who else would I have? Maybe it's just Thiago, you know. Or maybe a Man United midfielder if you can get them in. I do like Man United. Maybe a Man United midfielder instead of Palmer could be a way to go. I'll tell you what, if you had, say, Mbumo and Thiago instead of Palmer and Calvert-Lewin, I think that's a good way to go, for example. FPL polls, you should have 3 free transfers in Gameweek 35. If you keep using chips, you don't gain transfers. You just keep what you had. That's my understanding. But I think the bench boost actually is normal. Like you gain your extra transfer, but you accumulate that in the week if that makes sense. Yes, you will game on next. You should game on next week on bench boost. Sorry. So Thiago over João Pedro. Yeah, short term. I'd also consider um I'd also consider Cunha instead of Palmer and Thiago instead of Calvert-Lewin. If you're sure, it's Gabriel out, mate. Get Lacroix or Richards instead. Or another double game week defender, like a Leeds defender. Or a Chelsea defender. You could get Gusto. That's it, really. That's all your options are, really, because you tripled up on everyone else. No, Peter John, because I think no, I don't. Peter John, I don't. I think people like Ishmael Assar and Chris Richards be fine. Certainly, Chris Richards be all right. Do 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 do. Are you a Chelsea fan, JD Bond? Am I right in thinking you're a Chelsea fan? The thing is, I just don't trust any of those. Even with Enzo out, I don't trust any of those Chelsea like wingers to play, like Garnacho, Estabal, Neto. There's so many. I just don't trust them. I think what it does do is make Palmer a better option. You're a Liverpool fan. My apologies. You saying what week is the 1 week punt? You saying a 1 week punt for game week 32, like this week? If that's the case, I'm probably saying Igor, Thiago, and Brian and Bumo. Really, who should I drop? That's so tough. My gut feel was probably João Pedro. What's your gut saying, Bobby boy? What's your gut saying? This week, and then probably move to, yeah, I think it's Thiago and then Bumo. Or maybe you could be really cheeky with an Everton player, but it's probably Thiago and Mbumo, really. Man City will let one in. Yeah, fair enough. I'm ready for it. I think I've got someone that will be involved in that Chelsea goal. Going to take a chance with Gomez on 9 yellows. At least if he gets yellowed this week, you can make a transfer. So you don't have to use it next week, right? I think if you've got your free hit over someone else, my chip strategy, i.e., wildcard now, bench boost next week, free hit 34 is the one because I think you stand to gain most from your free hit if you use it in 34. Do, 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 do. Ba, ba, da, 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 da. Yeah, Igor Thiago is great. Yeah, I'm not going to deny. I'm not going to tell someone that one of the second top scoring striker in the game is a bad option. No way. Igor Thiago's great. Plays every game. Penalties. Fantastic option. Yeah, I mean, Thiago's the boy. Fair play to the guy. He's starting for Brazil now. It's great. How good is that? I think Brazil are one of the weakest they've ever been, though. I must say. They're not that great at the moment, are they? But yeah. Uh, I definitely prefer Senesi to Truefair, but if you're struggling for cash, Truefair is definitely makes sense. As he's done very well this season, Truefair. But yeah, Thiago, what a boy. What a boy Igor Thiago is. But yeah, I agree with you on the 34 fixtures. Let's just get ourselves ready for 34, shall we? What are we looking at? Ooh. It ain't great, brother. Well, Thiago, Mbumo, Bruno, Gabriel, Bowen. Probably picking Bowen. Probably picking Tarkovsky. I'm probably picking Salah. Reluctantly. Harry Wilson will be in there. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? But I think I'm happy to have my free hit for it, though. Obviously, don't forget 35 Leeds have got Burnley as well. I don't think it's many FPL polls. I reckon it's like 10 points. Maybe even less than 10 points between Truefair and Senesi. I think Senesi's been really good. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Is that a good angle for my mic? Hopefully. I got the Shawler. I've got the podcaster mic now. I'm officially... Does that sound good? I'm officially a YouTube pro now. Price rises. Basically half my team then. And Bumo's going to go down. Wow. Well, I sold him, to be fair. Price changes don't matter, though, because nothing's going to happen between now and the deadline, you know? No one's talking about Jadon Anthony. I mean, I can't bring myself to pick a Burnley attacker. I mean, if you want to get a Burnley attacker in your team, go for it. But I can't do it to myself, mate. Yeah, Tarkovsky and Chow this week, fine, mate. I wouldn't lose any sleep. Andy Robertson's looking like he's going to go to Tottenham next season. Yeah, do it then, Bobby boy. Go on. Dubravka and Darlow, I do think that's a bit risky. Where I'd have one. I'd have Verbruggen. I guess you could do worse than that though. I guess you could do worse, but I'd I'd probably have Verbruggen. Just gonna make myself a little bit bigger. I feel like I'm a little bit small. Sorry, I'm just gonna adjust. Sorry, folks. Won't be a sec. Just having a play. Make myself a little bit smaller. How's that? We look a bit bigger now, don't we? Lock that in. There we go. Fair enough. I like the sound of a late night. I guess you're on the where are you staying? You in Hurghada? I went to Hurghada a couple of years ago. It was very nice. I went to Makati Bay to be exact. It was rather nice. Egypt was really weird though. I don't know if you got any Egyptians in the chat, but my resort was completely tucked away from the rest of the country, like protected by soldiers. It's very strange, but yeah. Oh, Sharm el Sheikh. Yeah, fair enough. You're on the other side of the Red Sea. Enjoy, mate. If I can't have Gabrielle because of money, is it fine? Yeah. FPL co-pilot. We'll have a look at some point. Start Gordon or Elliot Anderson. I would start Elliot Anderson, mate. I think Elliot Anderson is just the mutts nuts, really. Up the villa, Andy. Happy birthday to your little girl. Voltreon, I have no idea because I can't see your team. Unless you've joined the cartel and put your team in the chat, of course. No, you haven't. FPL polls. I'm ready for this game week to pass. Me to have no injuries in my team and then just pick the bench boost next week and have loads of double game week players on a bench boost. That's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm excited for. From my team. Oh, you're copying. I don't think there is. It's Gross, really. Pascal Gross is the most contentious player for me in my team. But there's a huge question on who you replace him with because I don't think it's obvious. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's obvious who I would bring in to replace Gross. Don't know. I don't know. Everyone has the same team. It's the best team. I'm not going to be different for the sake of it, mate. You know, I'm not going to be different for the sake of it. That's not my style, pal. I'm afraid it's not my style. I'm going to pick the team that I believe is the best, and yeah, shoot me, but I think it's the best. So that's what we pick. Just going to change the title of the stream actually because we've got some team news. Where's there it is. Let's see what the press conferences have for us then. So is Chelsea news. Any returners this weekend? No. Reece James is not fit for this weekend, but he has been running. Levi Colwill, he's not ready yet. Travo Chalaba's back as well. I just think those players all being back just throws even more uncertainty into the Chelsea team. I just think, yeah, Chelsea minutes just became even more uncertain for me. Dan Ballard's close to coming back for Sunderland. That's huge for them. Enzo's obviously still unavailable. Diaz still injured. Yeah. No news really on Man City. We don't know anything about United. Excuse me. Because their presser is tomorrow. Blimey. Krupi's fine. He had a withdrawal from the France squad apparently, but he's fine. Lewis Miley. Obviously, Bruno Gomes has got mumps. I don't know if anyone saw that. Be interesting. I think based on that quote in terms of Isak, if you can read that, it probably suggests that Ekitike could still start. Jack Hinchelwood has been managing a small issue with his knee that prevented him from joining the England under-21 squad, but he is available. It's quite interesting that, about Hinchelwood. That probably just makes me even more sure to... that probably just makes me even more sure to go Gross over Hinchelwood, really. I think for me it is Hinchelwood or Matoma. Andy's wildcard is active, is it? Oh, he's going to be deadline streaming later on. Let's see. He hasn't just posted a video. He posted ages ago. Oh, no. He is. He has done it. Oh.
Wildcard for Game Week 32 is finally active. In the end, I did press the button last night just in case of any price changes, which turned out to be stupid because there were no price changes that affected the team whatsoever. But basically, I had in my head that maybe I would want to keep Anthony Gordon instead of a Brighton midfielder. And I found a way to have him and João Pedro up front just by doing Senesi to Hill. So instead of Palmer Forest at home and some...
Fair enough, Andy. We'll leave it there. That'll cause some panic amongst the FPL community, won't it? I think there'll be a lot more wild cards in response to that. We're just going to go grab a little snack a second, if that's all right. I've got training later, and I just want to make sure I'm properly fueled for it. So I'm just going to grab an orange. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, here we go. Got my orange. I'm just going to take my retainers out a sec. But you don't need to see that. There we go. Hey, bro, Brest Brighton midfielder is the one I got. I can't look past Gross, especially considering I've just read about this Hinchelwood problem that kept him out of the England under-21s team. I know he seems okay and he'll probably start this week, but it's just put even more doubt in my mind about him. Matoma, I can't fully trust his minutes. I just can't. Gross, I think's the one. I think Gross is the one. I can't look past it, mate. Sorry, but I can't look past it. Oh, I had a juice just squirted out of my orange M. I just can't look past this team, really, guys. This is it. You know, this is the team. This is the team, ladies and gents. Should we sell Virgil? Not this week. I mean, I don't really see, a defender that's clear of Van Dijk this week to sell him, Maxim, I mean, the one I've got, Van Heck is the one for me. JFT Gunner, not necessarily. If you fancy Gahey over O'Reilly, do it. I personally prefer O'Reilly. I think he's more likely to get attacking returns. Because Man City is not the same from set pieces as Crystal Palace were. But, if your preference is Gahey over O'Reilly, there's not like a very, very strong argument, Just my opinion, of course. Just my opinion. Start one of Hill, Senesi's strike. I'll probably go in Hill, mate. Hill's just been the absolute governor this season, hasn't he? It is a Clementine, sorry, it's not an orange. You're right. I do bloody love a Clementine, though. Double up on one of... Yeah, I mean, double up on... you're asking my opinion. I think my opinion is... That question is answered just by looking at my team. Like, if I wanted to pick a Chelsea midfielder, I could. Or defender, sorry, I could, but I haven't. I haven't. Because I just don't want them. Chelsea, you could probably actually predict a Chelsea defender that plays all the games, but it's still the Chelsea defence, and Chelsea defence has been awful for me this season. They have let me down a big load, and I don't want to go there. And they're the best defender, arguably. Chalobah is injured, so yeah, not for me. Sorry that you've already used it. Are you as a someone who's used their wild card? What are your feelings? Are you jealous that we're still able to use it, or are you happy that you used it when you did? Yeah, I think Dango will probably play this week. Yeah, I see no reason. I mean, is there a critical reason why he wouldn't? I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question. I can't claim to. I can't claim to be sure. I don't know. I cannot. I cannot be sure. So let's take to Twitter again, see if we've got any more team news to share with you all. I think you'd all be keen if there is some team news, wouldn't you? Let's have a look. Okay, so Enzo could be back for game week 33. Be interesting. So all of the Everton players are fit. Does that mean that Grealish is back? Iliman Ndiaye is available despite having some discomfort when playing internationally. We'll have a look together. Vicario's out. Obviously, Kudu's had a setback. Bentancur's out. All right, people suggesting that they should rest Diego Gomez. Maybe. Nketiah's out for the rest of the season. I just think with where was I going? I just think with Strand Larson and Mateta being at Crystal Palace now, it makes it very hard. And Andy's played as wildcard. That's funny. Well, Hinshelwood, doesn't really do as well for DEFCON. I think Gross is going to be Brighton's penalty taker. It's just my opinion. You might disagree with that, which is totally cool. And also, Hinshelwood missed out on the England under-21s with a knee problem. Now, it seems like it's okay and he should be okay to play, but he had a knee problem, you know? Yeah, that's what O'Reilly does. I'm quite pleased to have him in my team now, to be honest with you. I'm fairly content with O'Reilly being back in my team. Football, what chips do you have left? What chips do you have left, mate? I think the key players for you to get in are Man City players, to be honest with you, mate. Just all depends what chip. If you got your free hit left, I would definitely use it in Game Week 33. And then just get back to the team you've got for Game Week 34. That'd be my personal opinion. Excuse me. Reason for wildcard this week, not next week. Well, I want a bench boost next week, mate. Free hit trip. Yeah, I would keep your team as it is for this week. Free hit next week. And then you could probably use free transfers to navigate yourself out of Game Week 34. That'd be my view. Because you want to buy Arsenal and Crystal Palace assets, I think. No, definitely not worth the hit, mate. I think João Pedro against Man City is a very decent option. Like, no one can convince me that Man City are a really, really solid defence. GFT Gunner, I honestly, mate, what do you think? Do you think that Spurs can actually turn things around? I don't back it myself. Bruno Fernandes triple captain? No, you got to wait for a double, mate. Considering we're going to have double game weeks in 33 and 36, most likely, I think you use your triple captain in 36 if you still got it. Yeah, true. I'm still going Darlow though. That'll be a real bummer. But if you're right, mate. Fair enough. I'm back in Darlow. Or FPL Olympian, by the way, who is notorious for getting his captaincies wrong this season, has captained Erling Haaland. Let's have a look at the fantasy football tab. Yeah, no new news, so we'll keep it rolling. Holy template. It's my team, bro. I think it's the best team. Like that's it, really. No, I don't think you need to. Honestly, my personal opinion is I don't think you need to pick differentials on your wild card. I think playing the wild card is differential in itself. Like, and the thing is, these names that you're saying, I don't think there isn't really a world, in my opinion, where they're better. Like the one that I could replace in this team, two players, I guess, that I could replace this team. One is Pascal Gross. I definitely don't have like 100% confidence in him. And then the other is Calvert Lewin. Like I think you could go Welbeck over Calvert Lewin. That's about it, really, though. So we got Andy's intro music stuck in my head. Hill or Senesi? I think you go Hill, mate, because he's more affordable. Fair enough if you're on Kalioglu, but I think you go Hill over Senesi, considering how much money he saves you. Is he, what, a million cheaper? Senesi 5.1, Hill 4.2. I think you've got to go Hill over Senesi. There's nothing really in it in terms of points, and Hill is a million cheaper. Oh, Rodgers. Not sure about Rodgers, mate. I can't say that Rodgers is a good pick. Excuse me. Here's something useful for you all. Goal projections for this week. Obviously, this assumes that the player starts, so it's not got a minutes factor in there. But yeah, interesting. I am wondering if I should pick Calvert Lewin still. I guess I probably should. Just whether I should go for someone else instead. If people were looking for players that they need to have this week and then can transfer out there, this is the way to. This is the list, I guess. Oh, I need to go to the loo again. I've had a liter of water as well as a coffee while doing this stream, and yeah, nature calls, you know. Yeah, I've got Pascal Gross, mate. That's my wildcard team. Matoma now to start if he's confirmed fit. I'm not sure. There you go, top 10 travel. It's Bristol City to you, mate. We're Bristol City. You're not allowed to call us Bristol. We're crap. Well, it's been interesting this season, mate. We should have done a lot better than we have done. The January transfer window kind of ruined us, really. Our club's owner did not want to spend the money and sold two of our best players. And we sacked our previous manager a few weeks ago. And now we have Roy Hodgson. 78-year-old Roy Hodgson is our manager. And he's won his first two games. So, yeah, it's been interesting. I went to Charlton away on Friday. It was a fantastic away day. We won, and then I saw Sheffield United. We played Sheffield United on Monday. Beat them as well. QPR away this weekend. I think it's QPR. I'm not able to go, but so I'm racing this weekend. But yeah, looking forward to QPR. I think we could beat them. I think you could beat QPR. Stay with me. Don't let me go. Do, 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 do. Stay with me. Don't let me go. Minte or Gross, mate. Pascal Gross, the one I've got. I cannot recommend the player that I don't have. I think it's Pascal Gross all the way for me. Just looking for any news, but I don't see any. Any leaks? No new news. I was just having a look. If I play free hit next week, do I lose? Or no? Don't believe so. Don't believe so. Actually, just have a quick look. You might, actually. That's a good point. Let's have a look at the rules. Chips. Yeah, so when either playing a wildcard or your free hit, any save transfers are retained for the following game week. So it doesn't reset you to 1 anymore. I haven't played a free. I have played a free hit this season, but I did it a bit shittily. So yeah. Let's do that. Stay with me. Stay with me. So that's another song I've got stuck in my head, unfortunately. Well done, mate. Sorry, just sort of got a message. Gabriel essential, not essential. For me, I'm picking him because I've got so much money tied up in him, and I think He's just great. He's probably the best defender in the game. So yeah, I need a defender for a few game weeks. Already got Gabriel, Shell, Kanate. I think Crystal Palace defender like Munoz could be decent as well, to be honest with you. Just my gut feel. Just my gut feel. Bowen over Calvert-Lewin, yeah, you can do that. Tempted by Haaland captain, yeah. Yeah, I think it's valid. I think it's valid. I'm personally liking Bruno with the injuries that Leeds have and the routes to points he's got. But yeah, I mean, I can't hate it. You know, Haaland's he scored a hat-trick. Did he score a hat-trick against Liverpool? Forgot now. Yeah, he did. So there you go. I'm excited to own Semenyo as well. I don't know about you. And also, the Chelsea defence are pretty hopeless. Alex is fine, mate. I personally, the only reason really I'm keeping Gabriel is really the money I have tied up in him. But there you go. Tom, I'd happily be called boring because I just don't think there's an alternative to this team, really. If I'm wildcarding this week, I just don't think there's an alternative to this team. Might be boring, but I mean, you tell me who I could change. Like, Gross is the only one, really. That's it. That's all I got. Do, 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 do. Sorry. More mute. People probably thinking they got a notification then. No one's put anything in the cartel chat though. People do want me to review their team. I don't know, a few new people in. Join the FPL Cartel. There's a link in the description below. Yeah, you could go Alex Scott, but if you're picking Alex Scott, you can't pick one of the three that I have on my bench. No, Leap. The feeling at the moment has gone away. I distracted myself by reading the chat. I have not pissed myself. I'm gonna need to go though before the end of the stream. I got distracted, and now I thought about it again. You know, it's one of them. Football, sure. If you want a wild card, hit it now. Minte, not for me. I'll probably bench Tarkovsky. There is no empty bottle. Nah, there's water in this bottle. I thought it'd be funny to take a drink after that though. I'll tell you what, actually, Tarkovsky v Wilson is close because Tarkovsky's got a good chance of DEFCON. Maybe a clean sheet. I'd probably say Tarkovsky, you know. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say Tarkovsky. No, Steve Boy, you'll have one free transfer next week. You won't gain one, but you won't lose one. You'll just have one. Welbeck over Gross. That's an interesting comparison because then you don't have Calvert-Lewin, who I think is probably better than Welbeck as well. No, fair enough, Tom. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard to find a differential. I think the differential is the fact that you're playing your wild card. That's what you kind of have to think. Who would you replace Gross with? I don't have anyone, mate. Sorry. Hinshelwood is the only one at that sort of price. But I'd pick Gross. I'll be honest. Just my opinion, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Minte. No. You asked me that. 2 people have asked me Minte. I wouldn't pick him. Minute's not secure enough. Strike, yeah, you could have Strike. Personally, I prefer to have my 3 Bournemouth players, but yeah, if you want to go Strike, go for it. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you, lad. For me, though, I don't fancy it. You think Arsenal choke? No, I think they win the league. I think they make it difficult for themselves. They don't win every game, but I think they win the league. Does anyone seriously think that Arsenal are going to totally bottle the league? I just don't think that's going to happen. I do think it could change the flow of FPL, though, if they have the title wrapped up a few weeks before the end. That's the only thing I can really think. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, Madge. But then I think you're taking on, you're not perfectly positioned then for a double game week, I don't think. Just my personal preference, of course. What was I looking at? I was looking at that. Oh, I do need to go to the toilet. I'll be back in 30. Well, I'll try and be quick. We're back. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Nature calls, Sometimes one does need the loo during a deadline stream. Hinshelwood over Gross? No. No, I'm Gross all the way, mate. Spot fail, sure, but for me, I've got so much value tied up in Gabriel, and I just think Gabriel is he's by far and away the best defender in the game, and I'm willing to have him, I think. My bench boost next week still looks really strong. I've got Gabriel and Bruno Fernandes on my bench. I think that's good enough, I mean, feel free to cook me for it, but that's my fault. You take care, Bobby. Or Bob or Robert. I can't remember. It just because it says Bobby Boy now. Taking on Gabriel and selling Bruno. Interesting. I'm not sure I can do that. I have wildcarded, my friend, if you're wondering. Just Rob. Just go into FPL review with your ID and that will tell you. if you can't remember. I was in a similar position this morning where I forgot I've got 3 free transfers. Arguably, I could have not wildcarded, but I did. I just did. I just did. Do. Bar might help Bournemouth. I will see. I'm quite I'm a little bit worried that Bournemouth are going to do really well against Arsenal, and I'm going to get loads of points on my bench. I think that's entirely possible. Actually, that could happen. Do 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 do. Rayan or Hill? Ooh, I'm going Hill, mate. Sorry. Tavernier and Hill is the way to go, I reckon. I've probably got an hour left of the stream, if that's okay. We've been live for 2 hours already. Yeah, I think I've probably got an hour left. I've got to go to training as well. Don't rate Bournemouth one bit. Don't get the hype around them. Media love them like, Apart from the fact they seem to score in almost every game. And their defenders score points like that. That's just my thoughts. What do I know? That's just me. That's just me. It's just me on Bournemouth. Just my views. I think they're pretty damn decent, if you were to ask me. Will they win every game, keep a clean sheet in every game? Probably not, but I think they're going to score a decent amount of goals. And the defenders are good for DEFCON. Oh. Here we go then. So, I've got something to share with you on Matoma. So this is a look at Brighton's squad. So I think essentially I'm locked in on Verbruggen, Van Heck, and it's between Pascal Gross and Matoma. And they're not sure who's taking penalties. Matoma is pretty evidently Brighton's first choice left winger, and while Minte is a more conservative and cross heavy option, Matoma's never been willingly benched under Hurzeler. I'm bullish on the idea that he'll start every game week between now and the end of the season and should play 80 plus more often than not. There is, of course, during some risk during the second game of double game week 33, but considering Brighton have 11 days, Matoma should start. Oh, no, I didn't need to hear that. I didn't need to hear that. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. I'm still, you know what? My mind's telling me Gross. My mind is still telling me Pascal Gross, you know, guys. My mind's still telling me Gross. But then Gross he could also be benched, couldn't he? Less likely, but he could be. Brighton FPL saying Matoma's not nailed, and the article I've just seen saying Matoma has not been willingly benched yet. Oh. So there's Matoma. This is from. He's only. So this guy thinks Danny Welbeck is first choice penalty taker. Gross could give one away. Started 10 of the 10 games, being subbed off with an injury. Nothing serious, went for a scan, no injury. Managing pain. And he's not playing the different role, which resulted in lower XGI. Oh. We've done it. Ah. I'm already doubting it. I'm already doubting the decision. I won't lie to you. I'm going to change it back already. I don't know what I'm playing at, to be honest. I need to refresh. What's going on with this? I'm already going to get rid of him. Oh, what am I doing? Why? What is going on with FPL? We're going back. What is going on? My screen is like all kinds of effed up. I'm gonna open a new tab. Hang on, sorry guys. We're going back to gross. I've decided. I had Matoma in my team for a minute and I didn't like it. So we're going back to gross. I think that settles it, really. I was uncomfortable with him in my team. Didn't get good vibes about it. I don't particularly like that risk Brighton FPL. I don't see the point. And also, I think there could be some some thoughts that Hertzler might want to save Gomez for the 2 harder fixtures he's got in 33 and 34. There's an element of thought there. Anyway. Botak, I would not pick Gabriel, I think. Honest truth, I think I wouldn't pick Gabriel. Doesn't matter about fitness, it matters about the suspension. I think Munoz instead of Gabriel is the play, mate. If you want to save a bit of cash, Munoz instead of Gabriel. Would you do Gabriel DCL Welbeck or Senesi João Pedro DCL Welbeck? I think I'd prefer Gabriel to Senesi. Especially this week. Yeah, it does look like everyone's fit. Obviously, Dunk is suspended, but he is fit. He's just suspended. So I guess, yeah, everyone is fit. Oh, excuse me. Thoughts on Wildcard? Yeah, Lucas, makes sense. I think you can. No, I don't like Esteval or Welbeck. I prefer Calvert-Lewin and Gross. You can do it if you prefer it. I don't think there's a huge amount of difference, but it's just my thoughts. Also, if you're looking for a Leeds defender, I actually also don't hate James Justin. I think he could be all right. How many transfers you got? I got 3, but I'm obviously wildcarding. Tavernier, well, I'm happy to bench Tavernier. I should do this though, shouldn't I? Just in case. Nice one, Lucas. Would you swap Verts or Gordon for one of Mbumo, Cunha, and Wilson? Probably not. Probably not. Tell you what, though, Verts to Mbumo's bloody tempting. I'd probably stick with them, though. Just because I'm not sure if I'd do it, you're probably best saving the transfer. No, I'm not sure on Tavernier over DCL. Because you're telling me I could get lucky with a Tavernier penalty when Calvert-Lewin is on penalties. And also when Bournemouth had their last penalty, Krupi Jr. took it. So there you go. That's my thoughts. Start Dubravka or Sanchez. Go on, Dubravka. Why not? I'm inclined to agree with you, football and stuff on Gross. I really am. ET, I don't hate it. I think Bowen or Thiago are the options. I would honestly, I'd almost be tempted to go Thiago over Bowen. I think Thiago could be better than Bowen. I've got good team value, mate. That's how. If it was me, I would get Munoz. So I'm just taking my necklace off because I've got swimming in a sec. I would, well, an hour. I would put Munoz in instead of Gabriel, I think. Do you think keeping Gabriel for this week only is worth it? I just keep Gabriel the whole time, mate. That's what I'm doing. I just think Gabriel is the best defender in the game. As soon as you get rid of him, you want him back. And even with other players having a double, he's such a good option that I don't think it matters. I still pick him. That's just my thoughts, of course. Team value. Let's have a look, shall we? I don't even think it's that high, really. Well, that would be 104, would it not? Yeah, 104. 104. Whoa. Any news about Dallo illness? Have a goosey at that. I don't think we're not going to get a presser until tomorrow for Man United because the game's on Monday. So I don't think there's anything solid, I'm afraid. Free hit in 33. Biggest fear is that I think Fernandez and Gabriel. Yeah. You can still pick them. You don't have to pick. You don't have to avoid them. Well, Matthew, the thing is with Gabriel is he doesn't need a clean sheet to score points. Like he can get DEFCON, attacking returns, bonus points. Like he's got so many routes to points that I wouldn't, I don't think you need him to keep a clean sheet. That's my opinion. Esteval, not for me. Not for me. He doesn't even play good minutes normally. Never been this uncertain with your wildcard active. I think it. Come on, mate. What's your thoughts? What are you uncertain about? Hit me. Yeah, I don't like Ekitike anymore. I don't like Ekitike anymore. Maybe I'd say I'm not a big fan. Sorry, guys. I'm just logging in. So I'm just trying to read your messages. I've just broken my chat tab. 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, I can't see the chat. There you go. How many managers do you think will be on wildcard week this week? 1 to 2 million. Yeah, probably. Then all of those managers are going to be playing different plans as well. Like I do think there's a merit, it'll be a minority, but some of those managers using their wildcard, I think, will be free hitting in 33. Ekisik had a while back. You could do a lot worse than that, to be honest with you. And then, to be fair, that kind of sets your stall for future weeks. Then, to be honest. I'd definitely go Tavernier over Rayan. I'm not sure Rayan's going to get. Tavernier's just nailed on. He's going to play all the minutes. Stop spamming the chat, though. You've asked me that like 5 times now. Yeah, agree, user. Even if you don't have triple captain, to be honest. Yeah, Strike's okay. I've got Hill and Senesi instead, but Strike is fine. Especially with their fixture in 35 against Burnley. Bench Dango or Wilson. My gut feel says Wilson. But it's 50-50. Like, get a coin out, flip the coin. 50-50, I reckon. I would say 40% of the top 250k. It's hard to get a read, actually. I don't really watch other FPL content creators to get a read. What do you guys think? How many people in FPL have got the same team as me this week? I think a lot of people. But I can't quite put a number on it. Eze's back for Arsenal, if that's news for anyone. I could end up doing Gross to Enzo. I could end up doing that next week. I could end up doing that. Yeah, Andy playing his wildcard, I think will definitely impact people. Pascal, Striker, or Hill, the one I got in my team, mate. I would bench Chow. Yeah, I do like FPL Tom strategy. I think it makes good sense. I'm not going to do it myself, but I don't hate his strategy. Assuming he's doing the free hit 33 play. By the way, if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like rating on the stream and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I'd really appreciate that. Trying to hit 25,000 subscribers by the end of the season, and I'd be very grateful if you could help me get there. Excuse me. Yeah, it could do that, Matthew Flackett, but we're not 100% sure that Enzo is going to be back. I feel like Rossignol and Enzo could still have a little bit of a tiff, to be honest. So I get the sentiment, but I'm not going to do it. Bruno to Enzo, no. I want Bruno in my team for the rest of the season. Also, I think I bought Bruno for almost $1 million less than he is worth now. If I sell him, what can I sell him for? Yeah, Bruno's sale price is 9.7 million. So I lose 0.6 if I sell him. Gabriel is 6.7, so I lose 0.5. I cannot sell these players. I'm afraid. Sorry. I can't get rid of him. Let's see TikTok. Second, let's just check my TikTok. Give us a follow on TikTok, by the way, if you haven't already. Put a link in the chat. Trying to hit 10,000 subscribers on TikTok. We're getting there. We're nearly on 5,000. Or followers, sorry. Nearly on 5,000. Yeah, fair enough. If you want to go well back over DCL, sure. For me, I just think minutes are more secure for Calvert Lewin. But I can understand, backing against him. I can't hate you for that. But prediction for Bristol City, mate. I've no idea against QPR. QPR are very hit and miss. We're quite hit and miss this season as well. So I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Gut feel, I'm going to say 2-2. There you go. 2-2. Sorry for continually moving my mic. Scott or Rayan? Neither of them. Pick the three Bournemouth players that I've got. But honestly, I quite like Alex Scott. I'd get a coin out and decide. I think if you sell Verts, you'll have more in the bank, won't you? Would you get any Forest or Sunderland players? Probably not. There's just no one to pick, really. Yeah, you can definitely see each argument. I agree. Totally agree with that. I wonder if I have my mic like this. Sorry. Just playing around with audio a second. Or if I have my mic like that, does it sound better? I don't know. Hill or Strike? I would say Hill, mate. I think you got to say Hill. It's my personal opinion, but I think Hill. The one I've got, mate. But if you're going to ask my opinion on a wildcard team that you should pick, I mean, naturally, I'm going to say the team I've got. You know? I think it's only natural I'm going to tell you to pick the team that I've picked. Because obviously I've picked this team myself, you know? You know what, guys? I'm starting to tire a little bit. I won't lie. I'm running out of things to say. Let's say. We'll keep going till half three. How about that? We'll keep going until half three. Yeah, Trafford, but again, I just think Hill and Senesi. Yeah, if you think Welbeck's better than DCL, pick him, mate. Yep, fair enough. If you want to pick Bowen for this week as well, that also makes sense. For me, this team is a lock. Like I even slightly veered away from Gross and had Matoma in my team for about 2 minutes, and then I immediately put Gross back in because I didn't like the look of Matoma in my team. So yeah, it's where we're at, mate. That's where we're at. Starting to go a bit stir crazy now. Van Hecken for Brugge. Yeah, I mean, this team is locked in for me, I think. This team is locked. I don't think there's any justification to change this team, really, to be honest. I can't see it. I can't see it. It's just funny seeing that Andy did his wild card, though. I enjoyed that today. That's been fun. Is anyone still struggling with anything? Do let me know in the chat. I don't care for the one game week punt. I'd rather save my transfer. Game week 32 odds, certainly do. There you go, Powell. I mean, do you really think Man United are going to keep a clean sheet against Leeds, though? I'm not massively convinced myself. Aronson. What? Aronson's going to play. I don't like him that much. We'll go back to my team. Yeah, I think Aronson, especially with what's his name? Stack. That's it. Being out. I think he'd be signed. Is there anything going on in the world of Twitter? Let's have a look, see if we've got any news. Not much, no. I'm so excited for next week. I'm excited. I'm going to have a look at FPL Challenge. I haven't played that in a while. Let's have a play around with that. Got to log in, though, which is annoying. Nope. Oh, bloody hell. Maybe I won't look at Challenge then. It's done me over. I do need to look at Fan Team, actually. I haven't done my Fan Team yet. I'll have a look at that. I'm going to wildcard that, almost definitely. Let's have a look. We're going to make a couple of changes to my team. I'm going to put João Pedro in. I think that team looks all right, you know. 7 transfers I've got. Bloody hell. I'll leave it as that for now. Any other defenders I want to bring in? Get a Brighton boy in. Sorry, 2 seconds. Just having a little play around. Sorry, guys. I'll be with you in just a sec. Sorted. Right. If your wildcard got Bournemouth player, but yep. I've worked out a couple hours later. I'm able to do wildcard 33, so that's fair enough. I'm thinking of Donnarumma to Raya, Wilson to Cunha. Yeah. Okay. Thing is, I would want Haaland this week, though. Yeah, I can't see myself with double Lee's attack either. Someone not wildcarding. No. No. I wouldn't rush those moves this week. I could do, mate. I appreciate the advice, but I think I'd rather hold on to my transfers, to be honest with you. But I totally get your point. Your point is definitely a good one. It's defo a good one. We'll keep going for another 10 minutes or so. I think I'm going to wrap up at 3:30 if that's all right, guys. I'm struggling for energy, and what I want to do is I don't want that to impact the stream. So we'll keep going. Would you say just do Ekitike? Yes. Although I would want to keep. Ooh, if you're not captain in Haaland this week, I'd probably. Yeah, right, do that. I'd actually probably buy Tavernier over Gross. Consider that. On wildcard 32, should I get Welbeck and Tavernier or DCL and Matoma? I mean, look at my team, mate. I'd get DCL and Tavernier. 30 million league, 100 points behind. First and second have DCL, Pedro. I wouldn't get Watkins. Absolutely not get Watkins. I'd definitely consider Welbeck, but I wouldn't get Watkins. DCL and Tavernier, yeah. No wildcard, but set for 32 and 34 free hit. I don't know your team. Impossible to answer that. Why not Bowen for João Pedro? Could do. I just don't want to spend the transfer. You've already got Tavernier. Okay, makes sense then. Should I start Vandenberg or Chow? You know what? Chow. I quite like the thought of playing Crystal Palace after they've been in Europe. They'll be weak. Watkins doesn't have a double game week, mate. That's what's not to like about him. I saw that. I saw that team review reveal site. We'll have a look at that later on. Yeah, I think so, Arthur. I've got Gross instead for that reason. Going Haaland captaincy, fair enough. I don't think it's 100% that Welbeck's on penalties. I don't think it is. I think Gross could take them. Steve Boy, nice one, mate. See you later. I'll have a video out tomorrow evening after the games. That's what time's the last game. I'll have a video out 7:30 tomorrow evening. If you can tell me a Chelsea defender you think is going to play both games, then go for it. But for me, I don't think there is a nailed-on Chelsea defender that's going to play both games. And second of all, I don't think Chelsea keep that many clean sheets. So that's my opinion. Yeah, but Gabriel is so much better than Watkins. There's no question in my mind Gabriel is better than Watkins. Sorry. Um, I've also gained 1 million in price since I bought Gabriel, so I can't really sell him because that will kill me financially. All of that for me, Gabriel. Yeah, I don't rate Watkins, mate. Sorry. Not for me. If you want to pick him, you pick him, but that's my opinion. I'm not here to argue. If you want to argue the case for Watkins, go for it, but I'm not. It's not for me. By the time that Watkins plays Sunderland at home, Ballard might be back as well. Yeah, Chris McMurdo, Munoz, because Crystal Palace have a double in 36, most likely. Fair enough, although they both have the same amount of Premier League goals this season, I think. Just saying. Although I'm not exactly confident with Calvert-Lewin in my team, that's for sure. Right, couple more minutes left of the stream. I've been live for 2 hours and 50 minutes, nearly 3 hours, and I'm getting quite knackered. Yeah, Munoz is fine to hold. Yeah, I think there's a good chance Reece James returns during the double. I'll be honest with you. James is not out till May. James has been running on grass, so I don't think that's true. That's the latest update we got from Rossinia today, by the way. Just sharing it. Yep, like the stream. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the Golden Goal channel as well. We're probably going to end things very soon because I am knackered and I've got training now and I'm racing at the weekend and I'm going to have plenty of FPL content. So yeah. Oh no, I'm not. Certainly not getting shirty. I just don't think Watkins is a very good option. It's just my opinion, but I don't. What does that mean, user? Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know what that is. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, he always seems. Are you right about Reece James? Oh, well, I mean, I hope the guy's fit for the World Cup. I think he's probably England's best right back, isn't he? Oh, look at that. I'm frozen. We're back. We're back. And now that one's frozen. Oh, we're going to have to fix that then, aren't we? Oh, well. I think watch-alongs. I could do. I might think about that in the future. Now you've entertained the idea. It's worth thinking about. But yeah, we'll end things there if that's okay, ladies and gents. Go and watch FPL Tom's stream if you're about. I'm going to go and have a bit of a rest and then go to training. Cheers, everyone. Good luck this week. Hopefully, I've managed to help you with everything. And yeah, see you later.